Need to close. Cancel and delete the diversity. So bio means life, diversity means differences or variety. So we've got 5 kingdoms of living organisms, which we've got the kingdom Prokaryota. A very good example of a prokaryota is a bacteria. We have got kingdom Protocista, which is a protist. We have got protozoa there. We've got kingdom fungi, and we have got fungi. We have kingdom Plantae, where we have plants, and kingdom Animalia, where we have got animals. So you need to remember these different types of kingdoms. Under kingdom Prokaryota, remember we said we've got bacteria. You should be able to identify a bacteria to draw and label it. So members of this kingdom, they are unicellular, meaning that they are single-celled. They don't have a true nucleus. The DNA, they've got a circular DNA which lies freely in the cytoplasm. They also have no double membrane organelles. They are responsible, they reproduce asexually. There is only asexual reproduction that takes place. And also materials from one bacteria cell to another, it moves through structures known as the pili, and they also carry out what we call heterotrophic nutrition, meaning that they cannot make their own food, they rely on the plants. We have got a bacteria, which is a very good example of the kingdom Prokaryota. We have a very common bacteria, which is Vibrio cholera, which causes cholera, and we have got Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which causes TB. We have Treponema, we have Gonococcus, Neisseria. So all these bacteria, they are useful. They are very useful decomposers. Some of them, they work as nitrogen fixing bacteria. They are nitrifying bacteria, and the denitrifying bacteria and other bacteria, we use them in the dairy industry during the production of cheese and yogurt. We have got kingdom Protocista, and these members of this group, they are also unicellular, and these ones, they have a true nucleus with a membrane around it. It's not lying freely in the cytoplasms. And some are heterotrophics. Some are heterotrophics. The other ones are autotrophics. Auto simply means that they can make their own food, and this includes the alga. And they also reproduce by binary fission, which is a form of asexual reproduction. And examples of protocistas, it's the paramecium, the amoeba, and the kelp. We've got the kingdom fungi. The mushrooms are a very good example of fungi. These ones, they are multicellular. They have few, but a few of them, such as yeast, are unicellular, but most of them are multicellular. They have well-developed nucleus, and with nuclear membranes around it. They have cell walls made of kidney. Most members, they carry out saprophytic nutrition, but some are parasitic, meaning they can grow and develop on another organism. I'm sure you have seen these types of mushrooms stuck on a big tree, right? And these ones, they reproduce by the use of spores. And a very good example of these fungi, it's yeast. We have got mushrooms, bread molds, and lichens. And then we have the most common kingdom, which is kingdom Plantae. Members of this kingdom have got the following characteristics. They are very multicellular. They have a very developed nucleus and also a membrane around it. Their cells, they contain chlorophyll in the chloroplasts for them to be able to perform photosynthesis. They also have cellulose cell walls for them to be rigid. They reproduce from seeds, some reproduce from vegetable parts, such as the stems, roots, and modified leaves. In examples of these plants, we've got the Moses plants, the ferns, the gymnosperms, and the angiosperms plants. This is our last kingdom, which is kingdom Animalia, and we are also under this kingdom. Excuse me. These cells, they are multicellular. These animals, they are multicellular. They have a true nucleus bound by a membrane, and they also have membrane bound organelles. These ones, they carry out holozoic nutrition. They have a nervous system. Their bodies have symmetry, either bilateral or radial symmetry. Also, their bodies have anterior and posterior ends, the dorsal and ventral surfaces, and the lateral surfaces. So the examples of these, we've got bears, fish, frogs, butterflies, and starfish. Okay, that's all under biodiversity.